Is March 22nd the date that you're going to receive your $1,400 stimulus check? If not, what is the date I am anticipating that you may receive your $1,400? There's a lot of dates being thrown around right now, so let's talk about it and let's discuss all of this information, and I'll give you my opinions on all of this. But hey everybody, welcome. Thank you so much for being here. If you haven't done so, or if you're new to the channel, please make sure to hit that subscribe button right down below the video, as I am your daily advocate. I'm here as a friendly presence every single day in multiple videos, walking you through this, dedicated to helping you get this money as quickly as possible, and I'm here to answer your questions and help you through this confusing and chaotic time. So, thank you so much to all of you, and a huge shout out to all of you that have been joining me in the live streams lately. It's been awesome to connect with you. Once again, thank you. Also, thank you so much to all of you who have been joining the membership club lately. It is completely optional, but thank you to those of you who have been joining. It's been awesome to see that. But anyway, let's talk about March 22nd. I'm sure you have heard of this date being thrown around. So as of yesterday, in my video yesterday afternoon, I said, someone please tell me, where are you seeing this March 22nd date? I do tons of research on this every single day. I mean, hours and hours and hours of research on this $1,400 stimulus check to try to get to the bottom of this and get answers for you. So in my video yesterday afternoon, I was calling out to all of you saying, please, somebody, if you have a source, a reliable source, please give it to me so I can look it up and see it for myself. Well, as a result of that video, I had a handful of you reaching out to me saying, here, this is where you're seeing the date. So I looked it up. Here is where that date is coming from. I have not seen it anywhere else other than this one source. And I'm going to debunk this myth right here, right now. And then we will talk about the date that I am actually looking at that is actually more realistic for the actual delivery that you may receive your payments. So let's get into that here in just a minute. But this March 22nd date, in my opinion, I don't think that's going to be the date. I think it is a rumor going around based on this one source that I'm going to talk about here in just a second. And I think it's getting everybody all hyped up when realistically it's based on absolutely nothing. Here's what it is. On the EBT, Electronic Balance Transfer app, so if you have food stamps, SNAP benefits, food assistance, if you have that app, in that app, and this is what everybody was pointing out to me yesterday in the video, so thank you to all of you who mentioned that. I really do appreciate it. This was great. So I downloaded the EBT app because I wanted to see it for myself. So I downloaded the app and I opened up the app and I started searching around on there, looking anywhere that I possibly could. Well, I found it. Right there on the app, it talks about stimulus checks. And it says right on the app, the first line is when you open it up on talking about the stimulus checks, it says, the third round of EIP, Economic Impact Payments, $1,400 stimulus checks, will be available on March 22nd. And then right next to that, it says, updated last March 11th. That's old news. That is old news. That is not accurate. But here's what's interesting. When you actually click on it, right there in the app, you click on it, it brings you to the next page, and then it says it again. The third round of EIP, Economic Impact Payments, $1,400 stimulus checks, will be available on March 17th. Well, guess what? That was a couple days ago, and all of us knew this, that it was March 17th, because that is the official payment date that was announced by the IRS for the $1,400 stimulus checks. So, for any of you who are hearing this rumor of March 22nd being the official payment date for all of you beneficiaries receiving Social Security, retirement, disability, SSDI, survivors, SSI, VA, RRB, I'm not seeing any evidence of that. There is no solid information saying that that is the payment date. Here's another thing we need to take into consideration. SNAP benefits is administered by the USDA, FNS, Food Nutrition Service, and the stimulus checks are administered by the IRS. These two government agencies have nothing to do with each other. They are completely 100% unrelated. They have nothing to do with each other. USDA and FNS has no clue what's going on with the stimulus checks. So even though it's written right there on the app, it's just an ambiguous date that they put in there as kind of a placeholder because, as you can see, it was updated on March 11th. Well, March 11th happened to be the date that President signed the bill into law. So they basically just put that in there as a placeholder because they didn't really know when these payments would be distributed, right? So it hasn't been updated since. So anyway, that's where that date is coming from. Now, let's give you the date that I am looking at that would be a more realistic date that I think many of you will probably start receiving your payments. Now, again, I have to preface this because this can be a little bit risque, if you know what I mean, for me to throw out a date. Again, I am basing this simply on the research that I do. I have not seen a specific date on this yet. I have not seen an exact date. I have not seen evidence anywhere. This is simply my speculation based on the research that I've done and history. So, with that being said, please do not hold me to this date. I could be absolutely 100% wrong, but based on history and the distribution of previous stimulus checks, this is kind of just what I am thinking. Again, please don't get mad at me if I'm totally wrong. I really hope it arrives sooner than this. This is kind of the date that I'm looking at. You ready for it? Here's what I'm looking at, and then I'm going to back it up by why I think this date. I'm looking at Wednesday, March 24th. Why? Because in history, the previous stimulus checks, it seems like the biggest waves, the biggest pushes of stimulus checks, the biggest pushes of payments going out to accounts, bank accounts, Direct Express, Chime, Net Spend, anything like that. Basically, any account. It seems that the biggest push of these payments typically happens on Wednesdays. Okay? Payments do arrive other days of the week, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, every day of the week, even Saturdays. They show up as pending sometimes. But it seems like the biggest push, like the IRS backs up their bulldozer and starts pushing on Wednesdays. That's just what it seems from my observation. So that's the date that I would probably be keeping my eyes on, would be Wednesday, March 24th. Again, I could be 100% totally wrong and not even a penny is distributed that day. I could be wrong. Maybe it is a date sooner than that. I really hope it's a date sooner than that. But based on the official payment date announced by the IRS of March 17th, 90 million payments were distributed. I would have to assume, well, there's only 68 million payments to go, right? Roughly 68 million payments to go that need to be distributed. Okay, well, March 17th just so happened to be a Wednesday. Very coincidental, isn't it? Well, 1 week out from that would be this coming Wednesday, which is March 24th. And again, I think it's going to be another big, massive push day from the IRS to pump those payments out. So I'm really hoping, like I said, that everybody gets their payments first prior to that date. But that's just kind of the date I have in mind. Now, again, we are still, as of this morning, we are still waiting on an official announcement out of the IRS for an official payment date for all of you beneficiaries. This is getting to be ridiculous. I'm feeling like, why? Why is it taking so long to get this official payment date announced? It's been right there on their website. It's all over the place. You see this same line that is basically just copied and pasted right off of the IRS website. It's been there, no updates. I continue to check it. I tap on my screen like, hello, is this thing not updating? But it's updated. It just hasn't updated with the announcement. So maybe we'll get that soon. I really, really hope so. But either way, the best thing I can say to all of you to do is continue checking your bank accounts. Check the Get My Payment tool only once per day. There's no need to check it more than once per day simply because it only updates overnight. Other than that, check your accounts a couple times per day. Maybe once in the morning, maybe mid-afternoon, and then maybe check it again in the evening. Other than that, you're going to drive yourself up the wall checking your accounts 16 times a day. I've been there, I've done that, and I know what it does to the mind games, right? It's really a struggle. The chaos, the confusion, everything going on. So I get it. So I just want to help everybody kind of stay calm during this time and just know that, hey, I got you. I'm here for you. I will continue doing research. Today's going to be another very, very busy day for me. I'm going to make a bunch of phone calls. I'm going to see if I can connect with some people. I'm going to do a bunch of digging, some deep dive digging, see what I can find. Again, it's hard to find anything when there's no official announcements, right? So I can only get the information that's been released unless I connect with somebody over the phone and they accidentally slip something to me that maybe they weren't supposed to share. That's why I keep making the phone calls. You never know. Sometimes people slip up, and I'm waiting for somebody to slip up and tell me something. That's kind of why I keep doing it, because you just never know. But anyway, eventually we will get to the bottom of this. Eventually we will get our payments whenever that date eventually comes. I don't know. But eventually we will get to it. And again, I said this a couple times, but please Do not hold me to that date that I threw out. I'm just giving you my best estimation, my best educated guess based on my research and history of the last couple stimulus checks that have been distributed. Just kind of the patterns. You got to watch the patterns. The patterns usually give you history, like history gives you clues, right? So the history of the last couple stimulus checks has given me clues into what could potentially be happening once again this time. So no matter what, I'm still here for you. I will continue to be here for you throughout the day. Anytime we get new information, I will be right back here. I'll be giving you updates right away. And thank you so much for your continued support. Please make sure to share this video with your friends, family, social media, or any others here on the channel. Feel free to check out any of my other videos here. I have almost 1,000 videos. And make sure to subscribe to the channel if you haven't done so already. Thank you, everybody. I will continue to be here for you. I promise. It is my commitment to you. And I'll catch you again soon. Thank you so much, everybody. Enjoy your day. Just relax. The money will come. We just need to wait for it to get here. Whenever that day is, we don't know, but it will arrive. I assure you of that. All right. I'll catch you here again soon. Thank you so much for your support, and I'll see you in just a little while. Thanks, everybody. I'll see you later.